things to cook. Me not see no MP. Me not see no government people up here helicopter fly around. As a single mother, me need money. Me not on try. Me need a girl assistant out there. Oh God, man, look at the place. Yeah, look at me youth, them can't eat and drink. Me need a girl assistant. Oh God, me need a girl. My bread, I'm not of money. Me need a girl help. Me need a girl assistant, man. Oh God, nobody don't come around us, sir. Nobody don't come around us to go look for the house. I'm not telling you, say everybody else blow down after me, no blow down. Look funny. Look funny. Me need a girl.
Alright, welcome back to ThoughtsExpressedTV. It's your host, McRob, and tonight we're back with a fresh episode. Peeps, this one hurt my heart in a different way, right? Tonight I want to shine light on a mother, a single mother at that, who lost everything in Hurricane Melissa. I watched the video that you just heard for myself, and I'm not gonna lie, it shook me. You know, not because storms are new to Jamaica, not because the hardship is unfamiliar, but because of the rawness in her eyes, you know, that mixture of fear, hunger, desperation, and silent strength that only a mother who's trying to protect her children can understand. All right? She stood there with nothing, you know, no food, no shelter, no safety, just children depending on her and a storm that didn't care about her struggle, you know? And I need us to talk about that, right? Because when people see a clip online, sometimes they scroll past it like it's just another sad story. But when I saw that mother crying out, saying she has no roof, no bed, you know, no food, nowhere to go, when she said that, you know, she hasn't seen a MP, she only sees the plane flying around, right? Helicopters flying around, but no one has reached her yet, you know? There's many people who's in that situation. Right now, she's separated from stability, from help, from hope, you know, and I realize she's not just one story. You know, she's the face of hundreds, if not thousands, right? Who were damaged in similar ways by Hurricane Melissa. But, you know, they just haven't been interviewed yet. No one has reached them. They haven't been visited, haven't been shown on the news, and they haven't been trending on social media. So they're just the quiet sufferers, in essence. And everyone won't make it into a headline, right? Everyone won't get the camera crew at their door knocking and trying to ask questions. But the pain is real, whether someone records it or not. And let's be honest, Jamaica is resilient, yes. Strong people, you know, but even strength has its limits. You know, what about families that still trapped behind block roads? Elderly people who haven't seen a doctor or a nurse from since the storm hit. You know, fathers who lost boats and tools, which was probably their only livelihood. You know, children who's out there sleeping wet outside, you know, with no electricity, no food, no clothes for days, can't bathe. You know, and there's also a woman who's giving their last piece of food to their baby and pretending they're not hungry. These are stories that we don't hear, and these are stories that we have to talk about nonetheless. You see, one thing about storms, they don't just destroy property, they expose the real inequalities that we overlook every day. You know, I don't care like who's in government, I don't care which party you support. Right now it's about people, just generally about people. You know, because when a hurricane touches down, PNP nor JLP can't stop it. Politics can't shield a zinc of roof, right? I mean, a zinc roof. And agenda, whatever agenda they have, it can't feed hungry people. So at the end of the day, it's human suffering. And we have to respond as humans, you know, not politicians, not spectators, not commentators, but as people with empathy. And that mother's cry is a reminder that the country cannot continue overlooking the vulnerable until disaster strikes. We need better housing structures, better relief systems, better overall emergency response. And we need the community support back, right? The MPs have to get out there and actually do what they're supposed to do, which is to actually support the communities, right? And we need accountability, not just promises. You see, right now, while we move on with our daily lives, there are Jamaicans who don't know where tonight's shelter is coming from. There are children who haven't eaten properly in days. And you have parents whose only prayer tonight is just, Lord, help me live to see tomorrow. The mother situation is emotional, yes, but it's also a symbol of a larger crisis that we can't ignore. The government is moving, the relief is moving, but it's very slow. And the truth is that the people suffering cannot wait on bureaucracy. They need the help immediately, right now, as urgent as any other thing. So tonight I'm using my platform, not just to talk, but to amplify her story. If you're in Jamaica and safe, check on your neighbors. If you're abroad in the diaspora, support legitimate relief channels. If you can't give money, just give a share. And as I always say, a repost, a prayer, because somebody's life might depend on awareness. One thing we have to stop doing is acting like someone suffering has nothing to do with us. Because today it's her, but tomorrow it could be a family member, or next week it could be any one of us, next year, whenever. Her video is not just a cry for help. It's a call for unity, and a call for compassion, a call for urgency. And I'll say this to that mother: if you ever hear this, or, if someone shares it with you, just know you're not invisible. Your voice reached me, definitely. And I'm making sure it reaches others too, and to the viewers, don't wait until tragedy touches your doorstep to take care. Anyways, man, this is Thoughts Express TV. This is where we talk and reflect and stand up for people who don't have a voice or who haven't gotten a chance to be heard. All right, stay safe, stay compassionate, and stay aware. Peace.